Hope this stays. Feels like it's gonna stay. It's a really ghetto way of doing it, though. Alright, it's all good. Totally gonna mess this up. Alright, y'all. Just getting prepped up. It's been a minute. Last time I left you guys, I told you guys I was gonna finalize this picture of Jordan in the last shot here. So here's where I'm at. Well, let's wait for a couple of people to jump on. While people are jumping on, I'm gonna just get my supplies kind of ready, and that way I could focus. Oh, speaking of focus, let me drop some focus on. I'm gonna drop some Hasib on. All right, got some grays there. Where's the? Let's grab some music real quick. How's everybody doing out there? Can you guys hear me okay? Webs, what's good, man? How you living, Quan? How's life? Just setting up here, man, so just give me a quick second. Man, that's crazy, dude. Everybody's like iced in, or the weather's looking terrible. Is that East Coast, right? Everybody's you should stay indoors, man. Anyways, even if you could get out and you don't have to, you know, try to stay in. How long is that supposed to last? I just saw that the other day on the news. So we said we're gonna play some focus. Where are we at? Here we are. Dope. Just waiting for some folks to jump on. Quan, can you hear me okay, man? Let me show you guys where I'm at. All right. Trying to give you guys a clear view. So last time I left you guys was probably about a week ago, maybe a little less than a week. And you could see definitely got some progress, because I finished this side a little bit more, started detailing people in. So today my plan is to just kind of finalize this and then present them to the person they belong to. So I'm hoping that I could just knock out little details. If I can give you guys advice along the way, that'll be great as well. But yeah, I'm glad to be back, man. I'm hella excited. We've got some super dope projects coming up, so I want to knock this one out so we can begin the other ones through Thursday. Dang, that's crazy, dude. That's nuts. Outcast, what's good? How you living, man? Glad to see you back, homie. So today I'm gonna just oh, by the way, I forgot to tell you guys, start drawing in the basketball right here as well. So I'll be detailing that guy out, I think, just to start off a little bit, get myself comfortable with the whole flow of things. I've got to grab a picture of this last shot for reference, so let me just jump into that real quick. And I did want to mention, I think I told you guys last time that the wifey got me an iPad, so I've just been messing with that. This pen, man, this pen is very like flimsy, yo. Still have to get a case for this thing. Let's see if this attaches there. Dope. So I started working with nothing crazy, you know, just messing around with the different brushes, and so I've gotten to the point where I'm figuring out how to, I guess, figure out gradients and colors and shadows. It's really hard to stop working on this thing when you start working on it. because it's very addicting. Oops. But yeah, man, this is a lot of fun. I know a lot of you guys were saying last time you already use Procreate, so I was thinking we can do some kind of a project together. So let me know what you guys think about that. I'd like to, I don't know, maybe draw another pair of sneakers, or if you guys have an idea or a recommendation, let me know. But yeah, this took me about, I'd say the first day was about 5 hours just working on the first shoe. And then the second shoe was a lot easier just because I started getting used to like where to tap to change colors and marker types and all that stuff. So yeah, a lot of fun. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are about that. If you guys would like to do some kind of a tutorial, or if you guys want to do some kind of a freehand thing to learn Procreate. I'm just learning. This is like my first couple of days working with it, and it's very simple to use. I really like the simplicity of everything. Even one of my kids, she's 9, and she was working with it, and it was really easy for her to use. So I thought it's really a little fun, thing to work on where you don't feel like you're working. So if you ever want to start doing mock-ups of your designs and you don't know where to start, I think Procreate is a good, kind of learning basis. If you can, I guess because it's limited too, so you'd have to be able to afford the iPad for it. I think the iPad Pro in 2020, and then I think there's another one as well in 2018 that you can use with Procreate. So it's limited to those two models. So you got to just double check before you just jump out there and get an iPad. You know what I mean? But anyways, let's jump back into the kicks. Before I do, I just want to say what's up to everybody. Thank you guys. Thanks everybody for coming back again. I want to knock this the majority of what I can out today. I got about an hour to do that. I know it's not a lot of time, but I do have blemishes and little detail work to still knock out. So I thought we'd do it together. Before I jump into painting, I just want to see what you guys wrote here in the chat, because now it just got live, and I got to jump over to multi-stream real quick too. It takes a minute or two for maybe more than a minute or two for multi-stream to come on. So let me see if multi-stream is working real quick. Let me grab a drink too, man. I'm a little parched. I see multi-stream here, but it's not jumping into anything. So I got to jump back, and I got to jump back into multi-stream in a minute. So we're like 8 minutes into this, and I've only got I can only see the Twitch chat room, guys. So just a heads up, if you're in the YouTube chat room right now, or if you're in the Facebook chat room, I can't see your guys' comments. Hopefully they'll show up in a minute. What I do see though right now, so let me just answer some of the questions. Well, first of all, it sucks that you guys are snowed in, but it's a great opportunity if you guys have the time to work on your art. So I'm not snowed in, and I'm still working on it. So I'm sure you guys, if you have an opportunity, it's a great way to refine your skills. You know what I mean? So everybody be safe out there, please. The first question I got, Outcast said, did you use a stencil to do that gray and black tear? Oh, okay. So he's talking about these tear patterns right here. They're just freestyled. I'll actually jump into showing. Let's just do it real quick so we could show you guys. Quick for you guys, no problem. Vels Custom Kicks, what's good, man? You talking about the iPad? I'm assuming you need that. Yeah, the iPad is dope, man. I really like it. Or I think you were the one who asked me if you wanted a copy of that off-white thing, if I'm not mistaken. And if you are, it's all good. I'll send it to you. As you can see, I'm still working on that piece. I don't know if I'm done or not. I'm just doodling around with it, messing around. So yeah, as soon as I'm done, man, I'll definitely shoot it over to you. Let's see what's good. Lalo, what's good, man? How you doing? That app program is only, I'm assuming that's on Apple, right? That's Procreate, and Procreate is supposedly on Apple. I can't promise you that. I just know that it was available on the iPad, in the iPad Pro, I believe. So I just picked up an iPad Pro and got the pen, and so I'm just messing around with it. Yeah. So definitely would like a tutorial. Okay, dope. Outcast, you're in for a tutorial. I'm good with that too. And man, thank God, everybody. Dang, you're in Miami. How is it in Miami right now, Vels? I just saw that you're in Miami. Sorry, I just cut myself off. I love Miami, man. Miami is a great place to be. Hopefully the weather's okay though, with all the craziness going on. You know what I mean? So, okay, let me jump into the painting of this little stuff here. I know you guys asked about the tier pattern. There's no real rhyme or reason behind it. I just basically had to cut off this section and cut off this section to kind of blend everything in. Otherwise, I'd be painting forever, like, you know, painting all of the inside heel, because all of the people right now I've basically painted, like Karl Malone, Russell, Antoine Carr. Like, I'm trying to get them to be even super detailed. So that's taking hours of work to do. And I really want to concentrate on getting Jordan to look right. And then, you know, the majority of the background to look good too. How I did that, by the way, was what I used here was gray. Oh man, that's a little too much light there. Can you guys see that? Gray. I used dark gray, so that kind of gives the darker tones. I used black. I used white, a little bit of white. And what else did I use? Mist and white cement. So I used a bunch of different grays, but you don't necessarily need to buy a lot of grays. You can just, you know, if you're shorthanded on paints and you need to choose between the colors, I would just go white, black, and then you know, if you can choose a mid gray, that would be great. And then just add white and black into it, and you can mix that into different shades. All right. So just in case if you guys are just starting off your collection of paints and you can't just jump into buying a bunch of grays, you can mix. And I think probably Jordan, and I'll find this pic. Alright, images. Just trying to get the actual picture here. Here it is. Oh, it's a poster. Let's see if that works. Kind of grainy. I mean, it's good enough. I just need to see what the basketball looks like anyway. So, alright, I need to push some stuff back here so I can start painting and also place this guy down. By the way, if anybody has an iPad Pro or an iPad, I need a case. If you guys have any recommendations, I know a lot of you guys are artists. I've seen cases that have keyboards. I've seen cases that don't have keyboards and they're just like a shell to protect. So let me know what you guys are using, because I don't want to regret buying the wrong kind of a case. And I feel like I'm going to do that. I don't know why. I'm like leaning towards a keyboard, and I'm like, how often am I really going to type? Got your six, what's good? How you living, man? It must be cold out in New York, huh? Alright, so I'm just grabbing a little bit of black. Start off with black. It's probably one of my favorite paints, man. Alright, and then this guy here, what are we using today? We're using a Princeton 1/4 inch. Hopefully y'all can see that clearly. I know there's a gang of light always hitting here. Maybe I need to take a light down. But yeah, so I'm using this one. It's a flat angular. Let me just, probably going to stand for this. That way I can show y'all the art as we go along. And I'm going to just hit this light. Let's see if that's a little bit better. A little bit better. Cool. And we move the mouse out of the way. Oh, let me see if I could jump on to that multi-stream real quick. Guys, give me a quick sec. I got to... Man, multi-streaming looks like it's down today, guys. So if I don't answer your questions on YouTube, I am so sorry. Let me see if I might be able to jump in somehow. I feel bad, man. Everybody should have a chance to get their questions answered, right? All right. See, last time I went on YouTube, what ended up happening is you guys started to hear an echo, so I can't even jump onto YouTube, y'all. So my apologies. I'm hoping multi-stream will jump back in. I'll take a look at it in a moment. Oh, maybe if I refresh it, hold on. There's a refresh chat up here. Stream read only. Okay, so we're getting somewhere. Huh, it says stream chat read only, but it doesn't have any chat underneath it. That's no bueno. Okay, we got people coming up now. I see y'all. Dylan Stats, what's good? How are you, man? Can I see a 360 of the shoes? I'm gonna show them real soon, man. Hervel, my bad, man. I know that you just hit me up on Twitch, and I just saw your comments on Facebook, bro. So I think we're good to go. Guys, now I'm just on multi-stream now. I can see you guys on YouTube. I can see you guys on Facebook. I can see you guys everywhere, man. So let's jump into the actual artwork today. I'm gonna just I'm gonna tip the edge there. I'll see that. And one of you guys that had asked, how can you do this kind of a tear effect? The tear effect's pretty easy. Basically all I'm doing is just going back and forth, and I'm just trying to gauge like where the tear effect should be. Almost like a Richter scale, like when you see when there's an earthquake, you can see it kind of going back and forth. So I don't have any like real rhyme or reason to where I'm going up with it, but I like to keep it very tight in the beginning, because when you keep it tight, then you can choose which way to go afterwards. See, it's just a quick zigzagging back and forth. And I'll probably end it right behind Karl Malone, which is a good kind of way to end that piece there, right? Just leave Karl in right at the end. So that's how we do that little tear. Now what you want to do is, again, I'm dipping the brush. Let me move this brush over so y'all can see. Just taking a very small dip. If you add too much paint, you want to make sure to just kind of dip a little bit of it off, because in this point you just want to grab just a small bit, because now what you can do is kind of help it fluctuate a little bit. You can make it go one way or the other. So you can add a little bit there. Same thing with this one. I could just kind of draw a thin line right there. Oh, that was not thin. It's okay, because I can always cover with the gray there. Kind of gives it a tiger camo kind of a look when it's all said and done. This one on this side, I got to be a little bit tighter because of Malone being in that section, and I want to keep him in there. Otherwise, I could really make it go back and forth. This is also a good way to like transition the crowd out, so you don't have to keep drawing the crowd in. So that's what that looks like. That's when it's all said and done, it should look something like that, where it's, I did, for example, a black there and a dark gray right behind it, almost like a second shadow behind it. And I don't know what I'm doing with the rest of the heel cut, but for right now, I just want to try to get the majority of this done, so when I put them together, that you can see that both of them together make that entire scene. Alright, so I'm going to keep going with the shoe. Hopefully that answered that question for you. And yeah, I wish I did have, I mean, I don't know. I don't think that takes me a long time to do it. So I think that a stencil wasn't that big of a deal for me if I didn't have it. So I'm going to just do the same thing here. In the beginning, I want to just go ahead and bring in a thicker line So you want to dip a little bit more paint on there so it holds paint on the brush. But again, like, I just kind of think about it like a Richter scale going back and forth, kind of fidgeting, and that's kind of how I draw like the thunder streaks in there. And then you got to remember it's just paint, so like if you mess up, you can go back and redo it. And again, Antoine's on this side, so I just want to be conscious of where the whole line kind of streaks. I think that's a good flow. You know, at the end of the day, it doesn't need to be perfect because there's no perfect, right? You're just freestyling a streak. Just got to make sure that it goes well together. So this is what we look like together now. That's what the streaks just kind of added in there. Now we got fine detailing to do. I've got, like, for example, I could see the R in Jordan needs to be like really honed in. It's kind of messy. So let's grab another brush. I like to grab the I've got this little 20 by Princeton. But the thing is that the ends are split on it. I need to get another one. So let me get a nice new brush. I always like to, when you're finishing off your detail work, you don't want to grab a brush where it's all split up and messed up at the ends. So let me grab a new one. I've been hoarding these brushes for so long. Alright, so let's see. So just an example of some brushes that you guys can get. These are all, like, people always ask me, like, how do you get all the fine detail work? You need to have a very small, let's pop these off. Look at how thin and small these guys are. See? So just an example, if you guys are ever wondering, like, what brush do I need to get like nice thin lines, any of these brushes will be really, you know, beneficial for you guys. These are Princeton Selects. One of them is a Velvet Touch. You know, I can't really tell you guys what the difference between the two is. Might be what the bristles are made of, I believe. But both of them are really comfortable on the handle. They work great for detailing. Super thin. So it helps you make the lines nice and clean. So, I mean, I could really just jump into any of these. I'm going to just go with this one right here, though. What is this? 20. Oh, perfect. That's exactly what I was aiming for, a 20. So let me jump into this 20. I'm going to grab some paint. Grab some white. And let's jump into it. Guys, I'll jump into the comment section in a bit. I noticed that now, and I don't know why this is happening, but it's showing the Twitch comments in one section and everybody else in another section. So, man, it's tripping today, man. I'm not sure exactly why that is. Legacy Colorway, what's good? Just saw you in the comments, homie. We got so many people in the building today, man. Thank you guys for tuning in as usual, man. A lot of familiar faces. A lot of usual suspects. Alright, so I've got to jump into this little R. And this is like how tight you have to get in with the brush. I'm barely putting any paint on there. I know for sure I have paint on there. And then I'm going to just jump in at kind of outlining out the O. It starts to get more and more difficult the more layers you put on it, because it can start to grow uneven. So really important for you to try to dial in like right away. So even when you're doing pinstripes on, you know, Jordan's jersey or whatever, it's just really dependent on how consistent you are on your pressure. I'm just happy I'm at this point. I've lost count on how many hours I've been working on this pair. The biggest thing for me was just keep going, you know? Put a little too much there. I have to give that to Lance Stevenson. Make sure that dries right. Alright, that's starting to dry. Now I got a little bit of white left over, so let me see if I can detail out other things. For example, Karl Malone's eyes. They look a little awkward. If y'all notice, I just took a little bit of paint off. I'm literally trying to dip this thing as minimal as possible right there, because I want to have a very small amount jump onto the eyeball here. Cool, that looks good. Now I'm just looking for different spots that I could fill in a little bit of white, because I got white on my brush. I might as well take care of it. Each one of these people took me like 30 minutes to an hour to do, because I really try to get exactly their like features, their hair colors, you know, their emotions. Like this girl's putting her hands up in anticipation here of what's going to happen with the shot. I mean, it's crazy to see how detailed I had to look at this thing for how many hours, you know? It's been a really fun project, though, I'll tell you. I can't wait till everything is done. I can reveal it to you guys. Guys, again, my apologies if I'm not looking up at the chat when I'm getting this like small detailed stuff. It gets really difficult to not focus on it. Whew. Alright, so let me jump into grabbing some other paint out. I want to grab that mist, and so we can start mixing the rest of the crowd's faces and shadows and stuff like that. So let me jump into some gray. And I'm going to try to drop them in like I did the other day. I'm going to guess. I'm going to have to take a guess on this one. I think this is gray, yeah. It looks like it. Dope. I'm capping this stuff because I got my Travis Scott hoodie on right now, and I don't want to get paint on it. So that is good. Dark gray. And the other day I almost hit one of the stirs with my hand, and it was going to hit my jersey. I hate when it splatters on good clothing. Yet I continue to do it like an idiot. Like I know what the repercussions are behind it. But it still doesn't matter. Oh man, White Cement said no bueno. How about you, light gray? Is that you, light gray? Yeah. Sick. Alright, so maybe we could use a little bit of light gray instead. when it gets to be this thick, you gotta really consider kind of watering that down. So like that one right there, this was a light gray. It just came out like a clump. Like it didn't come out wet. This is not very, good to go. It doesn't seem fluid. So just keep conscious of that. What I'll do is just add a little bit of too thin into it. Is that too thin? Too thin is just to water this down a little bit. And not all paints need it. Sometimes the paint comes out. It's perfect. And sometimes it's an old paint, or it's gone through the hot and cold seasons. So it just starts to clump up a little bit. There we go. So yeah, if you ever feel like the paint is too thick, I'm gonna get it down to like comparable to like yogurt. You should be able to see when you stir it. As you stir it, it's moving easily, it's fluid. Now we're drawing people. There's people behind the backboard over here. These people I could kind of compromise on compared to the other people, because they were like in the front row. Oh, I'm really liking this brush. Super detailed. Alright, y'all, let me see if I can jump back into that multi-stream. James Lavish, what's good? Daniel Diaz, what's good? Sorry, guys, I'm hopping back and forth today. Legacy, I appreciate you saying that. Hopping back and forth on the chat today because for some reason they don't want to combine today. So if I am switching back and forth and don't see you, my apologies. I'm trying to paint too. So I'm trying to get a couple of things knocked out today, and one of them is this pair of shoes. Just need a little bit more time just to get the shapes and outlines of people. I feel like this will be done. That's exactly what I was working on with that Procreate program, is just practicing shadowing and learning how to use all of the tools and features of it. I feel like this 20, the brush needs to be cleaned a little bit there. Start adding some shading into the characters as well. And this is where I kind of like to mix the colors in. Kind of like how you used to do with watercolors. If you mix the two while they're both wet, then you can get kind of like a third shade, or you can get shading around the actual character. So many people to look at, I gotta concentrate on doing one and then just knock the other ones out as I go along. Yeah, I'm really liking this little brush. Gives me a lot of control. Again, guys, this is a Princeton 20 Spotter Petite. No wonder it's such a, even the name said it, I didn't even read it, it's in the back. Spotter Petite is what this is. I think you guys can get this on Amazon. If you guys need a link for it, I can get you guys a link for it as well. Man, what if I present this pair of shoes and they're like, oh, it's alright. God, that would be terrible, man. Gotcha 6, you're right, man. It's been a minute, dude. I just had a chance to read your comment there. Vels Customs, are you from Miami originally, or are you just out there on vacation, bro? I like to kind of outline the basketball out. That way I know exactly, like, just got to paint in the outer shell there. Alright, so we're somewhere around there. Give or take a little bit. We can add if we need to. It's kind of hard to paint this way, guys, so if you see me botching stuff up, I'll probably botch it up anyways. No excuses, right? Alright, let me see if I could find this basketball where it's at. I need to get like a clean view of the basketball itself. And that would be it right there. Let's see, or you know what, I could make it large. So just for you guys to know, you can always, if you haven't done this on Google, I'm looking it up on images. You can go to settings, and then you can go to, no, sorry, tools, yeah, tools, size, and then try to go large, because then when you actually get one, for example, like let's choose this one here, it should come out to be a better quality image if it ever wants to come out. Here we go. See, so now I can really hone in and see all of the detail behind everybody. So I'm going to try to jump into this basketball here. I'm going to just go ahead and put this guy down next to me because I could use it for reference. And of course, the one thing that I have holding up the shoes is the paint that I need. I need tangerine. So let's switch tangerine up for this dude here. Pray I don't slip on this thing. I've got 3 paints holding this thing up, man, so there's only about a 60% chance I'm going to slip and bust my own self into the paint. And hopefully that don't happen, but you know, we're only live, so. Alright, so let's grab some tangerine. I like to just paint it from the cap. Just easier. Especially if it has a nice, like, fluid paint. You want to just make your life simple. You know, that's one way you can do it. So I definitely overdid this little section here a little bit, so I got to bring it back in. There we go. And now I'm going to just do like little, almost like little dots. I do that when I see a little bit of white around this section too. It's usually from light hitting the ball. And then it just keeps going and becomes dark over here again, so. Main reason why I'm so accurate here is because I'm using my pinky to stabilize when I'm painting, okay? So pay attention to that. If you guys get good at using your pinky to kind of hold your hand for balance, then you can become a lot better of a painter just because of that simple fact alone. So if you guys notice, I'll be doing that again, and this time I'm just kind of looking at the basketball for reference. And as I look at it, I'm just looking at the spots that look like they have a little bit more light. Be like that little section on the top there. So I'll leave it alone. But I want it to naturally look like it's light, so I'll just graze around it. This bottom one here looks like it's just all orange, so I'm going to just go ahead and hit it with all orange. There's no light hitting the bottom side of the basketball, in other words. The light is obviously from all of the arena lighting, which is above them, so that makes sense. There we go. These lines that I painted in, guys, they're not actually paint, by the way. I penned those in. So if you guys are wondering, because I think we started this with them already in. I'm doing like a real thin pass over right here. There we go. Dope. Now I'm gonna let it just kind of dry, let it marinate a little bit. As it is, what you can always do if you wanted to add a little bit of white, like for example if you went over a little bit, you can take some white. I usually will dab it down a little bit before I do that though, so that way it's not so much white that I'm applying, and you can apply it a little bit around the white sections, just to give it kind of like like it's a shine coming from the light. Doesn't need to be a lot, it just needs to be a couple of very light taps. So it's important to minimize how much paint you're putting on your brush. So again, I'm going to jump in. This line right here is a little thick, so I'm going to thin it out. And the way I do that is I'm going to just trail the line on the right side and just thin it out. There we go. That's why I like working with these little brushes, because when you're working on something so small, the bristles have to be at least the same size or smaller to really get into little knick-knack areas like this. Alright, y'all, let me just take a quick look. Let me see. Hopefully you guys are still on. Hopefully we haven't gotten disconnected. I know that happened the other day, man. It's a pain. I'm trying to figure out what to do. Maybe I need to get another computer or something. Let's see. Draper, what's good, man? Thank you, man. I really appreciate that. You know, Draper, I wouldn't be able to price this out like right now because I'm not finished with it, but I'll just put it this way. This has taken me over a month to just work on this pair, and we're not done yet. When it's all said and done, I can say I'm probably going to put another week into this pair because I still have to think about the box, and I have to custom make a box for this pair. So if you look like really close into the crowd, you can see their reactions as well. I mean, this is almost, I would almost consider it like micro detailing. Most people probably wouldn't go this far to even get the crowd involved. But I don't know, I just wanted to try it out. I wanted to see how close I can get to a detailed crowd with, you know, this much space and have it be this small as well. And I'll tell you, it's not easy. It definitely wasn't easy. But I'm still working on it. So that should mean something. Now I'm just, looking for people that are still in the crowd. They're still visible. I want to see if I could fill them in a little bit. I realize I can only spend so much time on each person because after some time I got to think who's going to really stare at that person, right? So I had to think, let me just capture the image that's important. We can worry about the rest later. Let's see, where's Karl Malone's eyes at? I've been working on Karl Malone for like the last day and a half, man. It's Karl Malone's buff ass. This guy's biceps are ridiculous uh, in this picture, man. When I was drawing his biceps, I'm like, this dude's always been buff, but jeez, man, when you have to paint Karl Malone, you get a different appreciation for how this dude was for his age. I think he was probably in his 40s at this point. Gotta get his eyeballs smaller. Oh man, just getting that little pupil of his eye is so tiny. There we go. I gotta constantly reference the picture because there's so much going on in it. And just mixing a face like Carl's here, there's a lot of different shadows going on all over his face. Spotlights on his face. And the crazy part is you got to get people like Karl Malone right. You got to get people like Jordan right. there's no compromising on what they look like because people know them. They're famous. I'm just dotting Karl over here. Like I'm looking for any little spots that he has white pieces. They're just little reflections of light all over his face. And so even to try to capture that, I'm trying to get as detailed as we can, even with shading. The problem is it takes time. But, the end result is worth it. So blonde kid in the back. Where's the blonde kid in the back? He's right here. It looks like he's with his brother. Give him some darker hair. Alright. Let's give this dude his eyeballs. That's small little things you gotta do to finish up this realism kind of stuff. Neo, what's good? Good morning. Good morning from which country again, Neo? Were you? I remember you were doing the painting of the micro figures, right? Haven't seen you for a while, man. Hopefully everything's good with you over there. Oh, Draper, I 100% have a waiting list. Unfortunately, man, I'm actually completely booked right now. Right now, each shoot, like I said, I haven't taken an exact count on how far Holland. That's right. What's up? What's good from Holland, man? That's awesome. Yeah, I haven't really counted the hours on this because it was a dedication to Chicago and Jordan. So I wasn't gonna put a time behind it and say like, yo, this needs to be done at this point. In general, I don't put times behind my projects just because I don't know. It's just when they're complete, they're complete. There's no other way to really go about it, right? Like, can't give you back like half a shoe. So, or tell you one shoe's done. Let me hit you back up with the other shoe next week. It's got to be done. So let me see if I could jump into. This is brick. Brick's kind of like a red, but then it starts to veer towards an orangish brown. I don't know, maybe I'll use that a little bit for the basketball here. Or maybe I might be able to mix the two. But I do want to see if I can get one more orange just to cover a little bit of shadow on the basketball. Let's see if, oh, we got orange. Let's see if that'll work. Orange and this is tangerine. Let's see what they look like together. Yeah, that might work out. They're different enough. So let me grab the orange and see if it'll help in building a little bit of that basketball to become a little bit more realistic. If y'all notice that I'm still using this 20-0, usually what I like to do is just kind of pinch off the paint because it's usually so small. Doesn't carry a lot of paint, but every now and again you want to just clean it all off. So I think we're doing orange might be a good idea. Clean that off a little bit. Make sure that the bristles are soft again. And make sure that they're like nice and sharp, like they're not fraying everywhere. So now I'm dipping a little bit of orange. And I get to decide like where's the darker part of the basketball here. I think we talked about the arena lights kind of hitting the top. So let's kind of start with the bottom here. We can do is just kind of blend the top a little bit. And remember, we still got to put the Spalding and all that stuff on here too, so we got to wait for that basketball to kind of dry. But, something to keep in mind just to really finish off the project. Hopefully I could finish with you guys today. But if not, just know I'm going to be doing it for sure. So let me grab the tangerine. Sometimes what I'll do is grab both of them. Don't tell nobody I do this, but you know what? It's not that much paint, so I'll grab the tangerine and I'll dip it in. And I'll start to do the other side of the basketball here, the lighter side here. And then after I'm done with that, then I'll dip the other color. So just to help blend the two, now I'll dip the orange in a little bit. I could even clean it if I want to, really, but sometimes I'll double dip. Alright? Don't tell anybody. Nobody said nothing yet. It just helps build a kind of a middle color, I guess you could say, right? Between the two. I think the basketball looks good. It's filled in case we need to fill it in a little bit more. At least we got both of the colors here. We don't have to mix anything. If you ever need to mix it, I mean, it's not a problem. You just got to make sure you have something to store it later. Now, usually if you go over on the basketball, it's okay, because remember, we're going to outline it in black, and that could bring it back down to appropriate size. So just a tip, like if you have something like this going on, you're drawing a basketball, you can kind of draw it a little bit oversized, because afterwards you can use a black paint and just mark right all the way around it and make the real outline. Cool, so that's the basketball. I know it's small. But you know, stuff like that takes time too. It does. I'll just look for other spots that I can clean up. You know, the cleaning and finishing process usually takes me like a day or two just to make sure that the shoes are complete, but this pair is a little special to me, so I'm really taking the time to make sure everything is done correct. Alright, so this guy here is a micron pigment. I know you guys have been seeing me use this quite a bit. The Gundam Builder. That's right. I forgot what it was called, dude. My bad. Man, Neo, that's everybody, man. Hopefully everything turns okay with the whole life situation, bro. There's been a lot of people who've been struggling in the United States, and now today everybody's getting snowed in. So that's not really helping the situation out much. But yeah, man, hopefully things will turn around for you as well, man. I'm sorry to hear that things aren't so great, but you know, we gotta just hang tight. I know we're supposed to get another stimulus check. I don't know when that is, but hopefully that'll help out a little bit. Just going in and detailing out the people that I can see. And what I'm doing here is just starting to draw in their actual faces. If I can see their eyes are a little bit darker, I'll do that. I'll drop that in. Anything that'll help start to detail out the actual people's face, I'll do that with this little pen. Again, sorry if you've heard this before, but a lot of comic book artists, a lot of animators, they use these pens because, man, they work really well for what they do. They really are clutch when it comes to like saving time. I'd much rather pen everything in and then work on it from that point on than try to paint it by itself. It'd be very, very difficult to do that. I know I told you guys this before, but if you painted somebody in, then you should wait some time before using this pen on them, because this pen is notorious for going out if you try to use it on wet paint. So just a heads up, if you guys do end up getting this little pen here. Where's this lady at? There she is. Dope. Cool. Oh man, you guys been snowed in too? Crazy. Man, what happened? The world is like The weather changes so quickly nowadays. It never used to be like that, where we used to be jumping from one kind of weather to another. Like for us in LA, it's been a lot like that over the last couple of years. We'll have like super hot weather one week, and then the next week it's like freezing cold or raining. I don't know why. Yeah, this lady definitely needs work because she don't look like she does. I'm just taking little dips of different colors, you know. If I needed to get a little bit darker, I'm not wiping the brush. I'm just going in and manually get whatever color I need. It's kind of like it's making its own shade, which is nice, you know. You want a variation of different shades on here, so trying to get her forehead a little bit higher up. Her eyes. Her ears. Alright, that's cool. Let's jump back into this dude here on the top. Let's see what he look like. Oh yeah, he's like a little kid. And little kid, the designated little kid haircut from the 90s. Little curly blonde head kid. Alright. Man, I wonder how much it cost for tickets to this game and how close they are. I mean, this was Jordan's last shot. You can only imagine how much people are willing to pay to see that, and especially to be this close. Alright, y'all, let me take a quick break here. Let me see if any of you guys have any questions. Let me know if everything is good. Can you guys hear me okay? Let me show y'all a quick. I know it's just like very minimal changes, guys. This is not like you're gonna see anything drastic today. I mean, it's just showing you guys how long it's taking to get to where we're at right now. Sound is good? Okay, great. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Alright, by the way, guys, if you want to donate, we're trying to get a new microphone. We're also trying to get a second camera as well. Any donations are definitely welcome. Appreciate you guys. Let me make sure that I got both you guys on multi-stream now. Let me see if... Armani Luna, what's good? How you living, man? Everything good with you over there? So I think I got everybody in one chat room now, which is dope, man. Yeah, I could see Twitch now, I could see Facebook, and I could see YouTube. All of you guys are on the... Thank the Lord, dude. It was so frustrating to forget about some of you guys the last couple of times, because this multi-stream takes a minute to kind of load up. So if I didn't answer any of y'all questions, and it was last time or this time, just, you know, holler at me. I'm just kind of detailing out, as you guys could see today. Not on any time schedule, but I do want to knock it out. Going back and forth, just trying to get as close to them as possible. When you're painting super close and you need stability, sometimes I use my second hand to hold my first hand. I don't know if anyone's ever done that before, or that's anything that anybody practices, but I've noticed it just kind of gives me a little bit more confidence when I do it. So you're getting so close and almost into like a micro level here of detailing that any small little fidget can make a face look too fat or an ear look too small. It's really important to just really focus. You're jumping into this little stuff here. I think the biggest takeaway for me painting all this now is learning how to blend and shade, because I think that I've never really done that on several customs, and so this really helps let me practice that on this custom here. I notice that when you become too comfortable with a certain style or a certain custom, then you'll be intimidated when it comes to other customs that you don't want to do, because you just haven't done it, you haven't gained that experience. And so I try to stay a little uncomfortable on purpose and try new projects out. And so this is kind of like one of those projects of I could really mess this up if I don't give it the time that it deserves or attention. And I never really done portraits and detailing, so it's always kind of struck me. I've always been curious about doing it. There we go. Got that little kid's hair in there. Webs, yeah, I definitely will post my Cash App for you right now, homie. I appreciate that. For some reason, it's not letting me comment in the multi-stream. Man, y'all kill me on the multi-stream today, man. Not you guys, but whoever whoever does this program, man. Because we've been having some issues with that, you know. That's my Cash App right there, big homie. Appreciate it. I bet nobody would have guessed that, right? My name. Alright, so I mean, we're getting there, man. It's just taking a lot of time, and I just feel like I'm never gonna finish. I don't know if any of you guys have ever been in that situation where you're just like, dude, the detailing could go on and on and on, and you're never gonna have an opportunity to just say it's done. So I gotta eventually phase out and just jump back into Jordan, which I'm probably gonna do today. after I get off a line with you guys. And what I'll probably do is really start to hone in on Jordan and detail him out a little bit more. And then we got to wrap these up because I got too many projects that have been kind of set back because of this one. It's crazy because all of the different ways that I've learned how to customize, but it still takes a lot of time to do this kind of a custom. Some people are sort of just naturally gifted at doing realism, and it's amazing to see what they can do. I wish I was in that boat, man. Trying to get that Karl Malone eyeball right again. Even the eyeball's got to look right, Carl. That looks good. Oh man, so much more to go, man. I just feel like a couple more hours I'm gonna have to spend on just the people by themselves. There's even people like this dude right here that I'm working on. I haven't even finished or started him yet. And they're like inside of the crowd, so they've got to be somewhat formed. I think Armani just said that he was going to tag me in a post that showed somebody holding up the number 6. Is that what I saw earlier, Armani? Let me see. Yo, I think I hit you up with that, Neo. I thought they were amazing, bro. Because I believe you tagged me on Instagram and showed me them, right? Ronald, what's good, man? Welcome to the chat, man. Welcome to the live stream. Ronald Macaspack. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. Much love, man. Oh, you're from the Philippines, homie. Much love, man. I got a lot of Pinoy sneakerheads out there, man. You guys love sneakers. So I think we both have something in common. Alright, guys. So I heard the family just knocking on the door. So I think I got to get going soon, guys. Let me know if you guys have any questions now. We are at about the hour and 15-minute mark. And I know it's late for a lot of you guys. I really appreciate anybody who's on that's not in the West Coast. Man, I got people from Holland on right now. So thank you guys for being on. Let me know if you guys have any questions. I'll give you a couple of minutes. While we're waiting for those minutes to pass by, I'm going to just continue to work on the basketball. I think the basketball should be dry now. I'm praying the basketball is dry right now. So let's just jump in. I think it's at Spalding. Let's see. Yes, sir. It's a Spalding basketball. So I'm going to now flip this bad boy over. We're going to kind of write in that little etching of Spalding. Let me scoot this guy because we don't need him. Oh, that gives me a nice little spot. Cool. And now where are we at? So I flipped it. So I need to flip the iPad. Trying to do the math here. Oh yeah, that's great. It's not gonna let me flip it. Okay. So maybe I don't flip this one. Let's just try to figure out where Spalding's at. So Spalding is backwards and the G is... Boy, let me just flip this again and just try to do it backwards. Alright. Hopefully you guys can see that okay. And I'm looking at the G about like right in that little section here. Again, it's going backwards, so I'm starting with the G first. Probably not the smartest way to do it, but I'm gonna trust myself here. This should be an N. I. D. L. And I think that's an A. At this point, it doesn't matter. Hopefully I did spell that right. Did I spell that wrong? I hope I spelled that right. I mean, regardless, I think no one's going to be able to see it anyway, so it's not a big deal. And then I see the N. It looks like it says NBA here. So is that? Let me double check, man. Suck if I just rushed it. You know, I can't really tell if that says NBA or not, to be honest with you guys. So I'm just going to kind of scribble in the marks that I kind of see. So that's the Spalding, and then it just kind of, we got to finish this line off. Trying to keep that line thin. There we go. And then it comes over and out. Dope. Got that one. Continue this one. And I think we're done. I think we got this wrapped up. Sick. So yeah, a little bit more probably shading to go on the basketball, but at least we got a little basketball done today. Well, we did more than that. But that's a nice way to kind of end everything up. Hernan, thank you, man. I really appreciate the compliment. Thank you so much for joining us too, man, on the feed. I appreciate that, homie. So I'm going to reveal them very soon, guys. Just giving you guys a heads up. I don't see any questions. Let me just check the Twitch stream. I don't think that anything's different there. I think we're good to go. Dope. Guys, thank you again for supporting the stream. Again, if you guys haven't followed me yet, pretty much all of my social media is under Feel Good Threads. You guys can see right there. That's how you spell it. Twitch, YouTube, Patreon channel. Oh, by the way, Patreon is patreon.com/feelgoodthreads. Shout out all the homies that were on the Patreon channel today that was joining us on the live feed as well. Again, I'm so sorry for missing you guys out earlier. I definitely want to give you guys props and thank you guys for support. I hope you guys appreciated this tutorial, and the next time you guys see these, they'll be done. So with that said, thank you again. I don't see any questions, so I'm going to assume that we're good for tonight. I'll see you guys soon. It'll be a different pair of shoes. I hope you guys subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. I'm out of here, guys. Peace.